Hi, this is Dana, and as I was interrupted, I'm making another video, the eighth video, continuing the topic before. So while you do this, while you finish breaking bondage and you nullify, I mean, God nullifies all the connections and so on. Basically, you will encounter a period of time, I already said, when those individuals, karmic board meeting usually um, decides together with God and with the divine realm what's the outcome. And they will let you know when you won and you broke those bondages. Based on developments, you and God will decide together if you want to nullify all of those relations. God and the karmic board will decide upon judgment and punishment for those individuals. Punishment essentially means a strategy for repentance and redemption. Those measures necessary in order to re-establish balance in universe, because those individuals created a lot of darkness which they projected upon you to feed from you uh, through many wrong things that they have done, stealing from you, stealing your identity, slandering you, so on. Um, and basically the balance must be reestablished. That means that darkness needs to receive what was promised by them in order to come here. And God will redirect that darkness in such a way so those individuals will be the ones to pay for this. There is in the evolution of the darkness, the metamorphosis of the darkness, of the dark forces. There are specific timelines when you can together transmute that darkness. Some of the darkness you can transmute it yourself, depending on who you are, what powers you have, and so on. But there are certain forces which are brought here through ritualic ceremonies and so on, and they are offered by these individuals specific sacrifices and so on, including human lives, animal lives, and so on. So there are specific things which basically um, will not leave, cannot be transmuted as easily. And so the balance in universe must be restored. And the only way to restore the balance in universe, if it's somebody is going through the whatever was promised to those dark forces. Now, God, during judgment, will not decide that an innocent person will pay for the stupid things others did. So that is part of their karma. Anyhow, throughout this process, you as innocent person, you go through tests. Why? Because these individuals, and again the darkness which they sent to you, created specific attachments to you, and they would like to transfer the karma to you. They would like to recreate the bondage. There are many individuals and many of us have been through multiple karmic cycles because of this. Because individuals who did harm to us, we found excuses for them, and we gave them benefits of the doubt. We said, okay, let's see, maybe they change, maybe, this is wrong. This is undeserved forgiveness. And undeserved forgiveness, as I said in many videos and many writings, will give them the chance to transfer will give them the entire power over you. That means they will transfer the karma to you, and they will recreate another karmic cycle with you. And I tell you this 100% convinced of it, because even if you are looking at the individual, when you say you give them power to make the decision, maybe some of you are so much in love that you don't think straight, and you decide to do this consciously. But you must understand, they do have the same darkness attachments. They are not free to think for themselves. They have darkness attachments to them, which they created, by the way, to steal from you. Until they heal that, they will not change. They cannot change because they have this dark entity within their mind, within their different parts of their brain, which is controlling them. You really must understand it. If you don't, then you will go through the experience. Imagine that these are bondages that have been throughout your lineage, throughout many lifetimes. So, if they were created and recreated for such a long time, do you understand how deep this is? They really need to take this seriously and just go do redemption and healing and ancestral healing and bondage breaking for their own highest good. Anyhow, well, they will try all possible to fool you, to trick you. And when I say this, God has guided me to give a few examples. There are so many strategies. I mean, the entire spiritual fighting is about this. There are so many strategies in which they try to bend your will. And of course, there are the projections, there are the spells, there are incantations, there the black magic, the sorcery, the watcher spirits, the hoovering spirits, there's so necromancy, of course, mirror magic, candle magic, altar magic. There are so many ways in which they try to do this. um, but God guided me to talk about a few of these methods. I don't have much time, so I will go through them fast. God seems to believe that these are the ones which are important to you. I'm gonna say from the beginning, because I might get interrupted. I'm not sure how much memory I still have on the phone. You must understand that they will do everything possible to trick you, because what you need to actually fully grasp is that the entire 3D existence, 3D foundation, everything that 3D is, all we know as living material existence so far is 3D. Everything that we know, all 3D, its foundation is on bondages. Again, 3D, it's like separatist movement which took a territory, um, and created sort of like a mirroring by darkness to 5D, claiming sort of sovereignty, and power, domination over that territory and those individuals living there. So everything has been created through this, through bondages. Everything, it's a lie. All they have, they stole from the 5D. I mean, if you look at the separatist movement in the world, of course, everything they have, it's a territory which they stole from the central government, from the original borders of that country. So, of course, it's not theirs. They didn't bring land from some other place. Is that land, those buildings, those individuals which were there? They just decide to start a war of independence against the central government. This is the 3D against 5D. So you really must understand this. And they created this by these bondages, you know. So for them, for those who actually uphold the 3D, it's a matter of life and death. They will not stop. They will continue to try to trick you. So you must know this. And now I'm going to go through a number of ways in which they try to trick you. And God seems to believe that these ways, these methods are important now. Snitching of the body, snitching of, people say snitching of the soul. I don't really believe in snitching of the soul. What happens is that, I'll give you the first example. There are individuals, and I encountered in my bondage breaking people like this, who sold their soul. Literally, they made a ceremonial ritual, and they invoked a specific force of darkness, and they offered their soul in order to receive something, or to receive someone. For example, in my case, in order to receive me, to become me. A man requested from a specific dark force that he wants to become me. I'm a woman. If you don't, if you don't know this by now, so you can imagine how crazy this is. Um, Anyhow, he sold his soul. And since he sold his soul, as I said in other videos, once you don't have a soul, then your body enters into, and your spirit enters into deterioration phase, obviously. And At some point that goes into entropy. All that darkness which you keep creating and taking upon yourself, it's going to affect your physical body. You're not creating light anymore when this happens. And then this individual, what he does usually, he snitches bodies. This is a new term that I'm using. He snitches bodies. I didn't use this. I usually used to say artificial telepathy, because this is how I used to define this. So the artificial telepathy in my prophetic writings, you will find this description, is telepathy which is not natural. So they are not on your level. They cannot, and they are not able to do telepathy to you, to transmit telepathically something, because you must be in certain type of connection with that individual normally to send you telepathically something. But what they do, they use technology and they use black magic and all sorts of dark work with darkness in order to bring you down to their level, or they implant a spirit upon you to torture you, and so on. So it's the same. Snitching of the body is the same as artificial telepathy in my mind. One example is which God guided me to show, when they attach demons to you, essentially to your aura, um, and that demon facilitates an artificial connection between that individual and you, and that connection is being used to telepathically um, um, transmit specific things to you mentally, so they can use your soul, your body. Literally, telepathy is they overlap with you, energetically speaking. So by that, they feed from your body, they feed from your light, from your aura. They attach themselves to you, they bind you to them. Essentially, this is what it is, snitching of the body. They bind you to them, and they literally live through your body. You cannot imagine how painful and energetically this is, because you're literally, you have your own aura and you have other person attached to your aura. So um, uh, you can think, for example, they use hypnosis. Like, you can look at shows on TV on mentalism, and you can see how they do a lot of tricks. That is hypnosis. Basically, it's mentalism is hypnosis. So they use this in order to make you think certain things, feel certain things, in order to basically to bend your will, to use your body to do whatever they want to do, you know, and to force you into different sort of situations, or simply maybe you're advanced enough spiritually to fight it, uh, and you don't do what they push you to do, right? So they don't get to take control over you totally, but they will steal your energy this way. They will steal your energy. You must start fighting, because they will destroy you this way. They feed from you. They literally become sort of like parasites, I would say. So again, technology is being used, and usually, for example, police has this kind of technology. Certain type of intelligence services have this type of technology, which literally induces a specific level of hypnosis on you, or it's creating a trauma bonding on you in order to investigate you, because this way they can actually enter your mind on your subconscious level, and they can ask you whatever they want, and you're not even aware of it. You just feel a lot of darkness, and so essentially you feel sick or depressed or darkness, anything that is low vibration. It depends how the technology is being set and what type of projections they make on you in order to reach that subconscious. And they do regressions on you constantly in order to for you to relieve the same trauma. So energetically, you stay low, so they can access you and ask you things and whatever they want to investigate, right? All of these are illegal in astral rules. You must know this. All of these practices are illegal. These are not normal. These individuals from police, from whatever, they need to know that they will pay karma for this, because it's not accepted by Akashic records, by God, by Jesus, by karmic board, by nobody. No, nothing gives them legitimacy to do this. This is this type of technology which they use, first of all, that is a torture mechanism, to be very clear. And I hope the stupid idiots who do this will understand, because not only that they use it during investigations, but many of them are using it for private purpose, and many of them are using it without having a mandate and without having that individual under official, formal, direct, notified investigation. They just do investigation because they imagine something. No, you should have a mandate. You cannot do this to individuals as you like. Just so you know, you will pay karma for this, all of you. Okay, so again, that's I need to drink something. You see, they are very angry at me, which I know, but it just so happens we are on opposite parts of this fight. So again, so I said about this technology which is being used. By the way, this technology is psychotronic weapons. You can buy them. They're on free market. You don't need any kind of license to buy one of these. Just Google. You see how my throat chakra is closing up every time when I mention specific issues. Just Google psychotronic weapons and you will see, and try to understand how much this word used on you. Because if somebody is in a car next to your house or your office, or in the next door house, like it happens in my case, and they have this kind of machinery, they can torture you continuously without making any kind of effort by themselves. Because when attacks start, many times about specific individual, I ask God, I said, this one cannot level up to my level of power. How can he send these attacks to me? And God has shown me a long time ago, about these psychotronic weapons and stuff. So they use this. That shows exactly who they are. Because if they would be true men, they would have the power, they would develop the power, that they would attack you directly and you have a spiritual fighting according to Astra rules. They would have their own weapons, but they don't have anything. They don't have wings, they don't have weapons, they don't have swords of light, they don't have anything. They only have psychotronic weapons and black magic and all sorts of sorcery and stuff like this. This is not acceptable. This shows that everything they do is illegal and the entire 3D is illegal. So okay, so aside from this, I have two more to mention. um, there's of course the hypnosis, the transfer of entities. So somebody can transfer entities to you so they take the entity upon themselves and they can transfer it to you. And this transfer of entities can be done for example, at a certain temperature of the body. So God has shown me so far it can be done at a specific time when you're extremely angry, at a certain level of anger, because your energy field opens and that entity can be transferred to you. During sexual encounters, entity transfer can be done. During sexual encounters, gifts can be stolen from you. So by the way, those who are so eager to claim that open relations are so healthy and so good and so you have no idea who you're sleeping with and what will be the outcome. That's why you created so much madness in this spiritual fighting. Then there are also something which God was very keen on me talking about. I'm not sure how much time I have. The food and drinks. These individuals, most of them and all of them who do bioenergeticians who do this Reiki and all this stuff, you will see that they use a specific type of water which they enchant. They said it's an informed water. Basically, it's sort of like, the water that you go and buy from the church, which is, again, enchanted by the priest. They do exactly the same. They enchant a specific water. But what happens in reality? Because I asked God, I said, how come they have this power to enchant water? Water is my dominion. And I actually came in incarnation in order to set the record straight with the divine realm on these jerks using water and hydromancy and all of this to do harm on people. So this is a topic which I study and which I work on. So I asked God, how can they do this? They don't have the power to do this. I work with the spirit of water, and the spirit of water has shown me actually that all that they say they do through water, the spirit of water is not allowing, because they use this water, they spread it everywhere, and they say they take dominion over that territory and so on. And I asked the spirit of water, and the spirit of water showed me clearly that is the spirit of water is not uh, enforcing what they ask the spirit of water to do. And I said, then how it's done? Then how it's done? Because energetically it's happening. So I can feel the difference between when they spread the water and before. So how it's happening then, if the spirit of water doesn't take orders from them and doesn't fulfill whatever fantasies they have and ask, how is happening? And God has shown me that they actually, what they do is they just make the ceremony of sending water and so on, but in fact they send demons to accomplish that. They send demons, they send spirits, they send sorcery, necromancy, and so on. So God wanted me to actually talk about um, food and drinks. They put this enchanted water in your food and in your drinks in order to influence you. And to my dismay, God has shown me early 2018 once. I actually did something, it's complicated to explain. The point is, I was in a very good energetic level in what pertains awareness. I was a very high awareness energetically, because I just broke a bondage. So God said, immediately after you break a bondage, just immediately after that, you're very on higher level of awareness than normally, because you broke a bondage, so you release that darkness. But of course they will immediately start to do something to you. So usually God taught me early 2018, always when you break a bondage, then immediately then you should have prepared a list of questions or things that you want to learn or do or find the right answer or create or whatever, and do them then, because that's the only chance you have to have such a high level of awareness until you finish breaking this bondage. So you make a list and keep in mind, when you have that window of opportunity, use it. In 2018, early 2018, I was in such situation, and God said, come with me, I want you to see something. And he took me to a restaurant which was very close to my work of place, and I used to go there daily. I used to have meetings there with different colleagues from other countries, from other NGOs, whatever. And God said, order a coffee. I ordered a coffee, I drank it, and for the first time, I was going there for years, daily. I mean, the waiter already knew exactly what I want there. If I entered that restaurant and I sat down, he knew exactly what to bring to me. I didn't even need to ask. Um, so I was going there for a very long time. But this was the first time when I actually, when I started drinking the coffee, God said, be detached and focused and observe energetically. And so when I drank the coffee, instantly, I could actually see, the as the energy should be transparent. The divine energy is transparent, it's very pure. But this was a yellow foggish sort of thing, which was um, spreading in my whole body as I was drinking this. And instantly I felt exactly like you would feel, like before you go through a surgery, when they make that anesthesia thing, that injection to you. Then slowly you fall asleep essentially. And this is what I was feeling. Of course I didn't fall asleep, but that was the effect of that coffee on me. you know and I asked God, is this only on me? And God said, no, on all of you. So this is important. I explained this very graphically because I don't know how to explain it to make you understand better. And this happened early 2018. At that point in time, for more than 2 years, I was encountering situations, especially at my workplace, where it was somebody's birthday, or there was some celebration, something. And Jesus actually used to tell me, don't drink, anything, don't eat anything. Sometimes would say, don't eat, you can drink. Sometimes would say, don't eat, don't drink, don't touch anything. Once I remember that Jesus said, don't touch anything, don't even touch anything. And I didn't understand why. But of course I always followed, because it was Jesus, and I figured, Jesus knows what to do. And it was only early 2018 that God revealed this to me. So this actually happens in food and in drinks, um, in most public places, in most 3D. This is why it's extremely important and very beneficial for your energy to cook your food, to create your food. And this is why the 5D communities, God wants them to actually be self-sufficient, to create the food and the drinks that they eat, because of this. Because you will never have a proper energy awareness if you don't. And of course there's much more. I already have prophetic writings about this, in which I explained how you can clean your energy with your hands. You can clean your food from darkness with your hands, sort of like Reiki or pranic healing type of healing on the food and on the drinks. You can always pray. I always do pray over my food and drink before I drink it, and ask a blessing from God and Jesus. And again, you can cook it yourself, because it will have your own energy. Um, but this is important, because they will try to trick you. God probably has somebody in mind, and the individuals are using this out of all the area of all topics that are being used. God guided me to talk about this, because it seems like these are being used in this particular time. So I guess this is it. I think I'm done, basically. Although I split it in two videos, you guys, I don't know how to edit. That's the problem. I don't know how to. Uh, if I pause a video, I didn't know how to speak um, after that continuously. I think my phone doesn't have this option somehow. So this is why, if I stop from speaking, then I have to do the video from the scratch again, which I don't always enjoy, to start from the scratch again, because most of the times God is speaking to me while I speak to you in the video, and I cannot remember all that he tells me to say. And I think, that's a unique type of work. And I cherish that. I cherish the fact that God speaks through me and to me uh, during these videos. So I don't want to waste any of those moments, regardless on how I would probably do this more professionally in different ways. But if God spoke to me in the previous video, I don't want to just throw it to trash, because that's unique and maybe I cannot recreate that. Also, because what you need to understand is that when God is speaking to me while I'm making the video, you as a viewer, when you view my video, you encounter God's energy. You need to know this. So if God is speaking to me when I speak to you, and often He does, He corrects me and he tells me certain things, that's a deep healing for me and for you as a viewer. Because as God speaks to me, I automatically am under His energy. And if you view the video, when you view the video, you're going to be in God's energy as well. So this is why I don't like, this is one of the reasons why I don't like to throw away and start from the scratch a video, because I know that God came and already said something. God is never doing the same thing twice. So you better pay attention when He does it once, because that's it. You're not gonna see it again. Okay.